Okay, troops, so you're in for a treat. Today we're going to be reacting to the first ever Medal of Honor ever recorded. This is literally the first time James has watched this. I've watched this before. I was taken aback a good few years ago when I first reacted to this. So it's going to be good to see former Special Forces opinion on this. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. You haven't seen this one before, have you, James?
No, mate. No, I haven't seen this one. Where is it? Whereabouts? What theatre?
Oh, I want to say Afghanistan.
Okay.
I can't remember. We'll. I guess it might introduce it anyway. Let's get into this one. It's a good one.
Chapman, a U.S. Air Force combat controller, and the SEALs are attempting to rescue their lost teammate. You'll watch Chapman's heroic actions as he saves the lives of his entire SEAL team and then another 18 members of a quick reaction force, earning America's highest award, the Medal of Honor. Chapman and the SEALs exfil their MH-47 helicopter. John is the second individual to exit and immediately moves in the direction of the summit. He can be seen moving off to the right of the screen, alone. The team is taking heavy fire from every direction, as indicated by the arrows, as Chapman begins engaging targets.
James.
That would explain that exfil off of the CH-47. I mean, I don't know if did you ever do them in bootneck training? I mean, I did plenty of them in Afghanistan. They're very, very regimented from a British perspective. We come off and we fan out, don't we? Perhaps from left to right. I mean, they're crossing each other's paths. There's a lot. They're all over the place. It looks like from the bird in the sky, doesn't it?
Yeah.
However, when they then explain a little bit further on that they're taking heavy fire, you're going to add the element of confusion. It's going to be chaotic. So that kind of explains that one.
So he's a JTAC. Are we talking the equivalent for the British audience of like a what we talking the equivalent of?
Well, no. JTAC is the British equivalent. I mean, what did they call him a JTAC?
I think so. Yeah. Well, it's effectively bringing air support in when needed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, do you know what? I mean, I was in a hell of a lot of contacts on Herrick 7 in Afghanistan in the Sangin Valley. We always had a JTAC attached to us.
Yeah.
And I was never envious of their job. There's a lot of responsibility riding on those shoulders,
Yeah.
Calling in that amount of ordnance and where that's going to land is all on you. I mean, but that's what they're trained for.
Yeah.
You can see spent cartridges ejecting from his M4. Chapman then begins closing with the enemy, forcing his way upslope in knee and thigh-deep snow.
Oh, winter as well, mate.
That's
He's constantly under fire as he does this.
I mean, you can barely make out on there, but you can see this is like a mountainous terrain they've been dropped on as well in the snow.
I worked in the mountains north of Kabul with the SRR.
Did you really?
And mate, it's it's cold and it's harsh terrain. Yeah.
Brecon Beaton's all over again.
Coldest I've ever been, mate. Coldest I've ever been. Yeah. Bitter cold, mate. Just gets through everything.
And you're having to operate in that environment as well. In this case, they're obviously fighting for their lives, aren't they? So.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it's all on the line.
Chapman's team leader begins to close on Chapman, following his trail through the snow. The dark mass above Chapman is a fortified bunker containing 2 enemy fighters, each armed with AK-47s, who are firing down on the team in the darkness. This bunker will come to be known as Bunker Number 1.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I think it's...
So,
yeah.
The Americans obviously probably got the advantage of NVG's thermal. Mate, they might have a video feed for this, for what we're seeing here.
Live to watch what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, not that you can make out much, can you, really?
No. I mean, yeah, this is a rescue mission. It's pretty brutal. They've literally dropped in. I mean, the SEALs, that's their job anyway, really.
As my TLs used to say to me when we were doing ops in the SRR, now go and earn your SF pay. Didn't matter how shitty it was or how dangerous it was.
It's time to earn that
pay. Now to go and earn that SF pay, mate.
To the left of the tree and Bunker 1 is another gray mass, This is a rock outcropping that came to be called the Boulder. Between Bunker 1 and this boulder can be seen the body of slain SEAL Neil Roberts, the man Chapman and the others are attempting to recover. Chapman, still alone and closest to the enemy, pauses to engage targets as his team leader follows him, but never actually catches up with him. Chapman, on his own, now makes the decision to charge directly into the enemy bunker, despite withering point-blank fire. Chapman, now literally on top of the enemy, engages the two combatants and kills them, saving the lives of the remaining SEALs. He does this from a distance of no more than 10 feet. These actions, by themselves, earned him his first Medal of Honor.
That's crazy, right?
He then climbs into and
It's,
takes control.
It's like a combination, isn't it, of the highest level of training and rolling that dice.
Yeah, and I just want to put into perspective for people, not that I'm trying to take anything away from obviously the JTACs. They're very clued up, but he's with a team of SEALs here as well. This is their bread and butter.
Okay, so hang on a second. Is he attached?
Yeah, he's United States Air Force.
So
JTAC.
this is the equivalent, to put it into the British context, of maybe a bunch of 2-2 lads being deployed here, and the SFC goes off on on a Lone Ranger style.
That's what makes it impressive, man. Because
sweeps up the mission.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's taken control. He's seen the initiative. He's at the front, and he's went, right, I'm not waiting for anyone else. He's carrying on, because I mean, at the end of the day, this is dangerous from the start. They're getting literally fired at within close proximity as soon as they got off the helo.
Mate, this is a thing, Bose. I mean, helis are not exactly inconspicuous, are they? They're not exactly subtle.
No.
I mean, I remember down in Helmand province, whenever that Chinook comes in, especially those Chinooks, any helicopter, but the Chinooks are especially loud. I mean, the position's just given away straight away. Everything is given away straight away, and they just attract gunfire. They'd have been taking rounds immediately before they even got off that Chinook, mate. It's on.
So he's already, despite the rest of the video, he's already technically earned his first Medal of Honor, the highest.
And in the dark, sorry, Ryan, in the dark, you seen the CH-47 blades in the dark?
No. Or like a glow you're talking about?
Or... Yeah, they give off like I don't know, it looks like almost like a reaction. I mean, you can see it.
Like a Lumi type thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The bunker. Having cleared the immediate threat, Chapman is then joined by his team leader in Bunker 1. You can then see Chapman and his team leader engaging the next bunker, known as Bunker 2, which is situated to the left edge of the screen.
What are they doing?
This bunker, manned by a handful of Chechens.
Are these guys here?
Yeah. I
think that's the rest of the team. I mean,
what are they, like some kind of Overwatch, or
it's dark, but we don't even have to ask the question if they've got comms with each other. They've got comms. But yeah, they're not pushing through with them, which is like, at the very least, if you're looking at this from a basic soldiering standpoint, you're going to do a section attack on this, aren't you? You're pushing through.
From a bootneck standpoint, with the old banter we have, we'd be like, you boys are jack as fuck.
Getting the heads down here.
Loafing in the back there.
What are these two doing there? Getting the heads down.
Getting the hot wets on.
Getting the hot wets on.
And Uzbek fighters also contains a heavy PKM machine gun.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, pushing up now.
Grenades and rocket-propelled grenades.
You know what happened there? Room clear.
Grenades. John Chapman is shot twice at this time in the torso and collapses, incapacitated. You are now looking at a new angle, and at the left of the screen can be seen the two-man fire team and team leader on top of the boulder. Just below it is Bunker 1 with the mortally wounded Chapman.
Right, so Chapman's literally took shots and he's mortally wounded at this point.
And it's all in the dark and it's all in the cold.
It's grim, right? That's grim.
It's rough, mate. Yeah. It's rough.
One SEAL can be seen firing his modified M60 machine gun from the hip into Bunker 2 on the right side of the screen until he is struck by grenade shrapnel and tumbles 10 feet off the top of the boulder,
Oh shit, mate. Yeah,
collapsing
forgot
at
about
the
this.
feet of his team leader, thus setting off a chain of events that would lead to the SEALs abandoning Chapman on the summit. The wounded SEAL and the team leader can be seen conferring about his injuries. Moments later, the SEALs decide to retreat from the summit because their position is untenable in the face of continued massive enemy firepower. They can be seen moving toward the right side of the screen and passing the body of Neil Roberts. Unfortunately, the SEALs do not pass John Chapman, who is above them and inside Bunker 1. This angle shows 3 SEALs in a triangle. The larger black heat signature is a smoke grenade. Just to its left is a donkey and dead Al-Qaeda fighter killed by Chapman. The steepness of the mountain can be seen as the SEALs begin to slide down the near sheer face. The team leader, desperate for relief and now with 2 wounded teammates, asks for uncontrolled airstrikes from an orbiting Air Force AC-130 gunship. The impacts you see are from 105mm howitzer rounds being fired onto the ridgetop in order to save the remaining SEALs. Because
Yeah,
neither
I
the
mean, that
SEAL-
one there, Ryan,
Mm.
mate, a 105 gun mounted in a C-130.
Yeah, and uncontrolled fire as well. Like they're not saying here and here. They've just went.
I,
We.
I don't know how much truth there is to it,
Mm.
but I heard that when that gun fires in that plane, it pushes the plane slightly off.
You know what? If that, it's believable, right?
Yeah. It's
Whether
like
it's true or not, you.
apparently the A10 tank buster stalls its engines to fire its otherwise the recoil will stall, well, has an effect on the plane. I don't know how much truth there is to it. I mean, people can comment. I mean,
I mean,
you know,
these are massive artillery pieces, aren't they?
a 105 gun, mate. I had 105 support at Bob Inkerman as a bootneck on Herrick 7, and mate, but well, actually, there you go.
There's one, yeah.
Yeah, we got half a 105 round there. That's I mean, you imagine that is a round. That's how thick
Yeah,
that round is.
So in this scenario, there, I mean, talking about close proximity, that's on them. That's literally forget it. Danger close
Oh,
is an
mate.
understatement in this case.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mate. Yeah. I mean, but this is the level of responsibility that's put on the people calling in that fire. You know.
Last chance saloon, really, to kind of save the lads, so to
Yeah.
speak.
SEALs nor gunship know Chapman is alive. He is experiencing these detonations from his position. At approximately 5:20 in the morning, Chapman recovers and begins to engage the enemy. Bunker 1 is on the right side center of the screen and Bunker 2 to the left near the screen center. It will never be known what caused his incapacitation and recovery. Of the 2 rounds that originally wounded him, at least one was mortal, and at this time he is experiencing severe blood loss and shock. Despite that, he begins his one-man stand against 24 enemy combatants. During this time, Chapman initiates a series of radio calls, many of which are heard by a fellow combat controller and teammate of his and Delta Force operators on a nearby summit. Despite this combat controller's replies, Chapman never acknowledges whether because of damage to his equipment or himself will never be known. This new angle and footage shows Chapman at the top, identified by the green dot under the tree at Bunker 1. The lower center of the screen shows the first enemy fighter who is about to charge Chapman in the hopes of killing the American. The timestamp at the bottom shows it is now 6:05 in the morning and fully light.
Mate, this gets brutal from what I can remember. Bearing in mind he's been like incapacitated, forgotten about for hours, I think, at this point. He regains consciousness.
He's been fighting alone now for 40 plus minutes and has received more gunshot and shrapnel wounds as a result of the fierce combat. This scene shows the second of several enemy charges. In this stunning display of determination and courage, Chapman can be seen fighting hand to hand with the fighter. In the larger screen display can be seen additional enemy moving on to the summit. But right now, John Chapman is fighting for his life. 6 minutes later, in this new shot, Chapman can hear another helicopter approaching the summit. He is in the bottom center of the screen underneath the tree and can be seen in the magnified inset box as he begins his desperate final stand to save the lives of the 18 men on the helicopter. The red dots are enemy fighters. John begins engaging the enemy in multiple directions and is rapidly approaching the last of his ammunition. The helicopter contains a quick reaction force comprised of rangers, pararescuemen, and another combat controller. It is now 6:13 and the helicopter is short final. The enemy is desperately trying to displace Chapman so they can put heavy weapons or rocket-propelled grenades in Bunker 1 while simultaneously engaging the helicopter. With the choice to save his life or the lives of his unknown comrades, Chapman makes the decision to climb out of the bunker and begin firing in multiple directions as can be seen in the inset. Suffering from as many as a dozen wounds, Chapman is in fact already in the process of dying. As he fights, the helicopter is struck by a rocket-propelled grenade and makes a remarkable controlled crash just below Chapman and the summit. Chapman, now off-screen, continues to cover his comrades as they pour out of the stricken helicopter. Some of them are fatally shot as they exit. These images, with Chapman fighting the enemy at close quarter, are the last to show him alive and in this heroic act, thus qualifying for his second Medal of Honor. Ultimately, Chapman would expend all but the last few rounds of his ammunition, until, finally, after 16 bullet and shrapnel wounds, Chapman succumbs when he is shot through the heart. We will never know his final thoughts or words, but what we do know is his decisions and actions single-handedly saved the lives of 23 comrades.
Why, mate, is there a film about this dude? Is there?
I don't know, mate. I mean, that's a book there, Lorne at Dawn, Medal of Honor recipient John Chapman, the Untold Story. I mean, that's pretty. I don't know. That's the second time I've watched that through in a couple of years, and just like to hear those like kind of accounts. There's probably countless versions of different accounts like this happening that just doesn't get recorded, right?
Yeah. It's the ones that get recorded, it's the ones you get the footage of. It's the ones you hear about, they're the ones that obviously strike. But listen, this stuff was going on day in, day out in that theatre. It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff that you've heard from, witnessed, been part of, probably.
Especially with the nature of BSF operations, that's what it is. It's the enemy's backyard. That's what it is, isn't it? That is SF. I mean,
getting fully in. I mean, the thing that strikes me with that is like the level of commitment and the commitment that someone can have to the team and to the mission as well. Like the mindset you've got to have to be like until he literally expended not even his last 2 rounds he got down to. Still committed to the fight, so to speak, at that point.
What was it? 16 wounds, they said.
16 wounds. He'd been incapacitated a couple of hours before in a bunker. They thought he was dead. Obviously regained consciousness, feeling probably like death, and then just cracked on. Obviously, I mean, that's it's a mad story. Like, I mean, I thought it was pretty heroic. He obviously got 2 Medal of Honors within that. Unbelievable. I just thought I wanted to share that with you. Give you all kind of this perspective from you, because
mate, it's
JTACs are not SF, are they?
No, JTACs are not SF. No, it's a specialist skill set that you're trained up for to be attached to either I mean, from my experience, a bootneck fighting company. I never had JTACs attached to me as an SRR soldier, because, as I've said before, if I'm getting the rounds down, I have the capability to get the rounds down as an SRR soldier, but if I'm getting the rounds down, the mission's gone horribly wrong. That's not our objective. Our objective is to gather the intelligence and get in and get out without being seen. But yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, he's probably taken that attitude of, and this you can probably relate to this, Ryan. I mean, anyone in the military, especially at the higher levels of, like, say, paratroopers, Marines, and SF, etc. If you're going to go out with a bang.
At this point, he's
without,
recognised that, right?
without being, being heartless or disrespectful. That's not the point of that.
Yeah.
But that is the attitude that a lot of soldiers of a certain level carry. They do carry that. All right, the dice has been rolled. This is what's happening. Let's do it. Let's do it with style, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
And he certainly did it with style.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
we'll end it on that note then. Hey, cheers for your, thanks for your opinion.
All
Cheers.
good. All good.